Abraham Lincoln remains one of history's most scrutinized and paradoxical figures, a leader whose words and actions can seem to contradict one another. This narrative delves into the intricate tapestry of his life, revealing a man shaped by profound hardship, relentless self-education, and a deeply held, if evolving, moral compass. It is a story not of a saint, but of a pragmatic politician navigating the most severe crisis the American nation has ever faced, whose personal convictions gradually aligned with a transformative historical purpose. Lincoln's beginnings in rural Kentucky were marked by poverty and loss. The son of an illiterate father who hired him out for wages he never saw, Lincoln once bitterly remarked that he felt like a slave himself, an experience that planted early seeds of antipathy toward the institution. His scant formal education, less than a year, ignited an insatiable hunger for knowledge. He read voraciously, using books as an escape and a foundation, while the Baptist churches of his youth, often vocal in their opposition to slavery, provided his initial moral framework. This combination created a young man desperate to rise above his station, possessing a sharp mind and an innate sense of justice, yet also a keen understanding of the harsh realities of his world. His political ambitions took root in Illinois, where he honed his natural gift for oratory and studied law. Early on, he displayed a characteristic blend of principle and pragmatism. While privately holding radical views, he learned the necessity of public moderation. On the defining issue of slavery, his position was initially cautious. Like many in his Whig party, he believed the Constitution forbade federal interference with slavery in existing states, advocating instead for a strategy of containment, hoping to surround the South until the institution collapsed under its own weight. His early legislative efforts, such as a proposal for gradual, compensated emancipation in Washington, D.C., were designed to be palatable, often disappointing more ardent abolitionists. However, the escalating national conflict over slavery's expansion pushed Lincoln toward a more definitive stance. His powerful condemnation of the Kansas-Nebraska Act, his declaration of slavery as a monstrous injustice in his debates with Stephen Douglas, and his alignment with the new Republican Party marked his ascent as a national anti-slavery voice. His election to the presidency in 1860 was the final catalyst for Southern secession, shattering the Union he had vowed to preserve. The Civil War transformed Lincoln. The staggering burden of command was compounded by profound personal grief with the death of his son Willie, leading him to seek solace in a deepening, providential faith. He began to see the conflict through a theological lens, as a divine punishment for the national sin of slavery. This spiritual shift coincided with strategic necessity. As the war dragged on, Lincoln recognized that striking at the heart of the Confederacy's economic and social structure was essential. The Emancipation Proclamation was, therefore, a masterstroke of military strategy and moral action. While limited in its immediate scope, freeing only those enslaved in rebel territories, it irrevocably changed the war's character, making the preservation of the Union inseparable from the cause of human liberty. The final years of the war tested Lincoln's vision for a reconstructed nation. He advocated for mercy and swift reintegration, famously urging a policies with malice toward none, with charity for all. His assassination in April 1865 catapulted him into martyrdom, forever freezing his legacy at this moment of hard-won victory and nascent hope. The book concludes that Lincoln's greatness lies in his capacity for growth. He was not a born emancipator but became one through the confluence of his own internal moral wrestling and the external pressures of a cataclysmic war. His journey demonstrates how leadership can evolve under pressure, and how principle, when tempered by pragmatism and profound empathy, can guide a fractured nation toward a more perfect, if unfinished, union. His light was not a sudden beacon, but one that grew steadily brighter against the gathering storm.